Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Riotoro PRISM fan set. Keep watching to find out more. Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Riotoro RGB fan set, the PRISM version. This is the dual fan kit with a controller. And I've been waiting to see this for a long time. I've been reaching out to the guys at Riotoro saying, okay, send me some RGB fans. I really want to check them out. I've seen them for a long time. I've never actually used them. I want to see what they're like. See if it's going to make life easier for me, for other people, and I can spread the news, all that kind of stuff. But what I thought I'd do is, I haven't unboxed these at all. This is the first time I'm taking a look at them, and I'm going to be firing them up. So you're going to get my initial impressions and see what they're like. At the moment, I know absolutely nothing about them, apart from that I've seen a couple of advertisements, and they look okay. So let's see how it goes from there. So all I know about them is that basically it's two fans and a kit all in one to help make RGB and fan control a little bit easier. So let's have a look at the box first of all, then we'll take them out and then we'll fire them up and see what they're actually like. So first of all, from the packaging, as you can see, it's quite nice retail looking packaging. Looks pretty decent. Got two fans in there, like I said. On the side, it goes through the specifications, which I'll do a close-up of now so you can see that. Also goes into some detail about the control box. It's got a fast, slow and RGB button. Keep things nice and simple. I'd imagine it's very similar to the original Thermaltake solution for RGB for the ring fans, which came out a while back. On the back of the box, you've got instructions for Spanish, Portuguese and Chinese. And on this side, it goes into detail about 256 colours. Also, it's got the RGB button and two 120mm RGB LED fans. So let's take them out of the box and see what we actually get. So first of all, we've got our two fans. So these are the PRISM RGB fans. I can untangle them. So as you can see, these are pretty much completely see-through, apart from obviously the sticker on the front that says PRISM, and there's a sticker on the back that says Riotoro, and the black cabling. But other than that, the whole thing is pretty much completely transparent. The blades themselves are opaque, but the actual frame is completely transparent. And the cable that comes out terminates into a 4-pin PWM connection, so that's a good sign to start off with. And obviously, being this is a twin set, you get two of these fans. Now, if they do disappear, they are there on the desk. I know they're see-through. Also in the box, we get a PWM splitter. So this splits a single PWM header into two sockets. Again, so if you've got a motherboard which has only got one header, you can quite easily split these. Ideal for things like radiators, if you want to make a radiator into an RGB radiator. And you actually get two of those. One set of mounting screws, so I presume there's going to be another set. Yep, another set of mounting screws. And this is our instruction booklet and the control box. Now, I did actually read from the instructions before that it was actually going to be a Molex connector, which I was a little bit disappointed to hear. But fortunately, all is forgiven. The connection is actually a SATA connection, so that's fantastic. On the box, control box, you've got a fast, slow and RGB button. And actually, thinking about it, now that I'm looking, I don't think those are actually PWM cables. So let's have a look in the instructions. It may well be they look like PWM, but they actually are taking additional information such as the RGB. So controller, PSU cable, fan cable. Controller can support up to 4 RGB fans for synchronization. That's why you've got the splitter in there, so you can buy additional single fans if you want to, or additional pairs. I guess if you wanted to have a full setup of this, rather than buying another set with the controller, which obviously adds to the cost, you can just buy the individual fans, which I'll put links to in the description, and I'll put some pricing up on the side so you can see what happens. Yes, so it would appear that yes, it is a PWM style connection, but it isn't actually a PWM connector. So in some ways that makes life easier because you've got one cable going to the control box, but actually it would have been nice to have seen a separate RGB connector to either 12 volt or 5 volt. I believe these are 12 volt RGB, not addressable 5 volt, so they will be kind of not static colors, but they won't have that kind of chase illumination to them. But anyway, let's fire them up and see what they're actually like. So I'm going to grab my test power supply and we'll be straight back. Right then, so we've got everything connected up. So we've got our Riotoro controller, which is connected with a SATA power connection. The actual connectors for the fans themselves actually confused me a little bit because I looked at them and was like, oh, what's going on there? But there's actually caps on the end of these to protect the pins whilst in transit. So obviously do remove those, otherwise you won't be able to connect up your fans. Like I said, there's actually 2 physical ports on the control box. So you've got 2 channels, both work at the same time as in color wise, so you've got no problems there, so it'll synchronize nicely. But it does mean you're limited to only 4 fans off of this controller, which I think is a little bit of a limitation these days, especially kind of 2020. We tend to have tons and tons of fans. But again, horses for courses, this may well suit you absolutely perfectly. Anyway, so we've got our 2 fans there, so let's connect up the connector. I've only got one of the fans connected at the moment. So when you plug it in straight away, this now lights up. You've got a red LED on here, which you can hopefully just about make out. And that is in the low fan speed setting. If you press the fast button, the colour changes to blue and you get considerably more air. And in fact, that's about 1800 RPMs now. In the low mode, it's down to about 1000 RPM. So still actually quite powerful fans, still a lot of air being passed through. And on the actual box, if you press the RGB button, you can go through the various colours. So you've got your green, you've got your blue, you've got white, yellow, pink, orange. This is the colour flow. And if you press it again now, whilst it's in colour flow, it'll actually lock to whichever colour you actually like. So say for instance you like that kind of Mike's Unboxing blue, then you can stick it on there and hold that particular colour. So I'm going to go ahead now and actually plug in another one of these fans. Now it doesn't say in the motherboard or in the box anywhere that you can't do this, so I'm just going to do it and we're going to hope for the best. So that hasn't lit up, so maybe you're not supposed to do that whilst it's connected, so let's disconnect that. We'll try again. That's better. So they aren't hot pluggable, we've just discovered that in this video. So if you do want to plug them in, make sure you turn it off first of all. Safety first, DIY second, all that kind of stuff. So there we go, they actually look quite nice. I would say, to be honest, 1000 RPM is the minimum speed, is a little bit of a limitation. These retail at the moment for around about £20 for the kit, the 2 fans and the controller, which actually as it stands isn't bad. There is some competition from the Chinese market on this sort of thing, so it could have done with it being a little bit cheaper or having a little bit more flexibility or being addressable, that kind of stuff. Ideally for me the fans would have been better at maybe 700 RPM just to reduce that noise down a little bit. There is some noise coming through the desk which I can just about pick up, but actually when I hold them up like that, yeah, all you can really hear is the air, and hopefully you can hear the air coming through from the microphone. I am actually blowing the air directly at my lav mic, so you should be able to hear that. So, yeah, actually, the clear and the opaque blades actually makes that look really nice. Actually, well done, Michael. I picked up on a very nice colour there. Again, you can go through the colours, find a colour which suits you. If you want to go for that kind of crystal look, which actually might be really good for that kind of ice cube looking fan. Yeah, lots and lots of options. So anyway, that has been the Riotoro RGB Prism dual fan set with controller. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section below, or if you've got a particular RGB set that you particularly like using, let us all know in the comments below, and feel free to post links and we'll check them out. If you've got any comments or suggestions, feel free to put them in there. But in the meantime, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.